Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Wednesday, November 16th, and it is time to review books that are going to be coming out next Wednesday, the 22nd. So let's jump into it. We're going to use Midtown as our proxy here on these books that are coming out next week. This gives you a heads up ahead of time as to what to look for at your local comic book shop. Let's dive into it here. There's a couple interesting books coming out next week. Starting off with Dark Horse. I've not been collecting it, but this is a nice cover. Parasomnia rather. Dreaming God #4. That is the Danny Luckert cover. I think it's a pretty cool cover. I like that. Looks like we've got local comic book day books coming out next week. This is Quick Stops #1 by Kevin Smith. I mean, if that's the cover, completely pass on that. We got Star Wars Hyperspace Stories #3 out next week. I did pick up the first issue. The B cover was really nice. This B cover by Carrie Nord is okay. Nothing spectacular. That's it from Dark Horse for next week. DC Action Comics 1049. In a couple weeks, we'll have 1050. That's going to be a big issue with a ton of covers. Obviously, there's a bunch of covers for 1049. I'm not really interested in any of them, and I haven't been reading Action Comics. Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo #1. This is the local comic book shop day exclusive cover for $6.99. It basically looks just like the ash can, except for the ash can is going to say Convention Ash Can on it. Basically the same cover art, but yeah, it's nice. I did pre-order one of these for a little less than $6.99. Let's see what else. Bunch of Batman books. It's pretty much all Batman these days. How many Batman titles are there? More than a few. DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. I did read that first issue. I got one of the incentive variants that was nice. These covers are okay. Nothing too spectacular. DC versus Vampires. I do like the beach cover. Is a gnarly looking plastic man. Deathstroke Incorporated 15. I think the best cover is definitely the incentive cover by Kim. Very nice. Detective 1066. Yeah, the G.H. Williams, the third cover, that black and white is fantastic. I did pre-order that. I think that is a 1 in 50. So, man, they've got it discounted. I believe that's a 1 in 50 cover, guys. So $27. It's basically very close to a 50% off ratio. Midtown has definitely been discounting their DC books for sure. Harley Quinn #24. The Bermejo cover is pretty nice. The writing is terrible. I mean, I read a couple issues not too long ago, and I couldn't tell you what it was about. It was bad. The writing on it's not very good, but that cover is pretty sweet. So I can understand if you pick it up for a cover buy. Let's see. Let's get through this list here. Punchline, the Gotham game #2. The Chew cover is really nice. I like that cover by Chew. Of course, you've got a beautiful Sozo cover. That one's really nice. You got a hip incentive cover. I think that's a 1 in 25. And I think the Nakayama is a 1 in 50, if I'm not mistaken. They have it priced a little bit over ratio. And of course, the Sozo, they have a Sozo Virgin foil cover for $135. I did pre-order this for $99. There were a lot of websites, Golden Apple, the usual suspects, Impulse, that sell pre-ordered books, and they had this priced at $200 or more. I think Golden Apple had it at $250. So I'm glad I got it for $100. But yeah, 135. It wouldn't shock me if that sells out by the end of today. I think there's a chance of that. Let's see. Anything else from DC? I think that's it. Let's move on to the next one here. Dynamite Entertainment. Perio cover, Virgin ass, pretty nice. Lady Hell number 3, $45. That's a nice cover. There's a limited edition Virgin cover of Lord of the Jungle number 1 by Gary Frank. That's still available at Midtown for $45. Sirens Gate number 2, if you're into Shannon Mayer. Shannon Mayer did the interior art as well as the cover art. So if you dig his art, that would be one to pick up. Let me move through all that. Vampirilla. There's always a nice cover or two there. Again, I guess they stay in business because people like to buy covers. Yeah, that Perio Ultraviolet looks pretty cool. That does it for Dynamite IDW. Dark Spaces Wildfire number 5. This is one I want to read and trade. I never did pick up the floppies. I think it might be a decent read. I've heard good things about it. Scott Snyder writing, and I believe it is already optioned. So that caused a little pickup in the back issues on the first few issues. And man, I love this Simmons cover. That's pretty crazy. A little X-ray with fire in the throat. Very nice. G.I. Joe issue 300. It's hard to believe there's 300 issues of this, but there is. There's a big gatefold, massive cover that probably took a long time to draw by Jamie Sullivan. $90 though. So if you're a big G.I. Joe fanatic, that might be one that's on your hit list. Transformers. Okay, that's it for IDW. Image. Creepshow number 3 is out next week. I dig the Frankenvilia cover. I think that one's pretty creepy. I like that one. I think the Kelly variant is also very nice. Very, very nice. I like that. Department of Truth 22. I just pick up the A cover typically. I pre-order those for the read. Hitomi number 2. I do like this Stephen Black cover. That's awesome. Nice painted cover there. I dig that one. That's the one I would pick up. Junkyard Joe number 2. D cover is sold out at Midtown for some reason. Scorched, Vanish. I think that's it for Image. We will move on to the next thing here. Marvel. Alien number 3, a bunch of covers. The John Boy Myers cover is pretty nice. And there, of course, is a nice Perio cover. What else we got? Amazing Spider-Man 14. I think that is the first cover appearance and first full appearance of Hallows' Eve. This is the McGinnis cover. And she also shows up again on the McGinnis design cover. So those might be worth picking up. And there's also a nice Alex Maleev cover. Not my favorite Maleev cover. I think the coloring in the background should be different. It's a little too muted for me. Daredevil number 5, probably the best Marvel title to pick up as far as ongoing writing. Beautiful Chichetto art, cover art and interior, and then you've got awesome writing by Zdarsky. So that is a must-buy for me every month. I just pre-order those. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 2. I've been buying these because of the Raza covers. I mean, that Raza cover is sick. That's just fantastic. I love that. Nice David Mack cover as well. Doctor Strange, I don't think anyone cares. Facsimile of Fantastic Four 52. I'll probably never own the original. Not because it's too unaffordable. It's just, yeah. I just don't want it. I don't know. I think Black Panther is going to be replaced by Tosin. I'll have some more information about that. I picked up a Marvel Previews at my local comic book shop today, so I will dive in more into that later this week. I think you'll find it interesting. Star Wars has a nice peach cover. Star Wars Revelations. Star Wars Yoda, a bunch of covers. The Carrie Andrews incentive cover is nice. Noto cover is nice as well. And that does it for Marvel. Moving on to Independence. Let's see what's coming out from Independence. Alpha Beta is number 2. You got a Super Mario homage cover. I think it's terrible, but I don't know. I've not seen a lot of great things about Whatnot publishing yet. So we'll see if they're in business in a year. I think there's potential that they won't be. Let's see what else. There's a couple other independent books that I thought were worth mentioning. Damn Them All, number 1. There's a second printing on that. I know some of you like to collect. There's a second printing incentive cover as well. So I don't know. That seems weird. It's low price, so it can't be more than a 1 in 10. So they gave retailers an incentive. If they pick up at least 10 second printings, they get the incentive. I don't know. It seems a little pointless, but whatever. Let's see. Fear of a Red Planet, number 1. I really, really like this B cover by Jeremy Hahn and Nick Filardi. Ugh, change your name. Change your last name. It's terrible. All right. It is a cool cover. You got the old skull and the image of the planet. Very, very nice. It is a 1 in 20 incentive cover, so I like that cover. Frank Miller's Ronin Book 2, number 1. The 1 in 25 incentive cover, they have it priced at $54. It's a little steep. I looked on eBay to see what eBay prices are, and it's about right. eBay has it around $60, and there's only 2 listings. So it might be a fairly rare book. I don't know if anyone cares. It's Frank Miller. Of course, he's a legend, but the Frank Miller of old is certainly not the Frank Miller that we see before us today. So keep that in mind. I don't know. I'll let you make the decision on that. Justice Warriors, that's probably going to bomb. Let's see what else. It's just a bunch of weird books that I don't really think are worth mentioning. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 101. The only reason I'm mentioning this book is I'm a big fan of Ginny Frizen. There is the regular B cover by Frizen, which is nice. And there is also an incentive cover, a 1 in 25 incentive cover. Notice the price. They got it discounted pretty well, $13.50. That's a pretty good deal. Nice black and white incentive cover by Frizen. And it looks like there is a 1 per store incentive variant by Mateus Mahaney, and it looks like that one is sold out. What else? Mindset number 5. I do like this cover by Simmons. It's pretty crazy. I do like that cover. Nobody's Fool. Nobody Cares. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, number 1. This is another Boom Studios title. Jason Aaron is doing the writing on it. Alexandra Tefek. I can't pronounce it. I gave up. I gave up trying to pronounce it. Bunch of covers. I mean, the Frizen covers are nice. I did pre-order these because it's Frizen. Before I saw the art, it's not my favorite Frizen cover. I think one of them, I believe the colored version is a 1 in 100, and the black and white is a 1 in 200. So notice the discount. First of all, they had it priced at 180, which is below ratio. And then 10% discount. Yeah, 162. That's certainly lower than the pre-order price. Most of the pre-orders on that were around $200, so or more. So sometimes lately I've seen like it's been worth it to wait. If there's a book that you really want to get, that's a higher ratio incentive. I think you got a better chance of waiting for the Midtown to come out, especially if it's over $100. You're not going to pay shipping costs. If any order is above $100, there's no shipping at all. It's all free shipping. So you just have to pay taxes, which you have to anywhere. So yeah, it's a little risky to wait for Midtown, because obviously Midtown puts this out 1 week before they hit the shelves. But lately, I think it's been working out if you do the Midtown deal. There is also the 1 per store variant for $27. That is sold out. Is there anything else to mention? I think that might be it, guys. Stuff of Nightmares #3 will be out next week. This is a Boom Studios R.L. Stine. He's the author of the Goosebumps series, which was a big selling book back in the day. I do like the Riko Murakami cover, especially the 1 in 50, which is pretty heavily discounted here at Midtown. And there's also a Dustin Nugent cover and a black and white. I believe this is the black and white store, 1 per store incentive by Frankenbilia. That one's nice as well. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else that I found too compelling to mention. That's it. So there is your list, guys, of books coming out next Wednesday for you to look at. I do like the Frizen cover on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #101. I am not a Morphin Power Rangers collector, but I am a big Jenny Frizen collector, so that's one that I'm grabbing. Other than that, just a couple, maybe Daredevil from Marvel, just a couple books out next week that look interesting, but that's it. There's your list. Hope that helps out. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow night, so make sure you check that out. I will send out notifications a little early if I can. Don't have anybody scheduled to be on the show, but I'm sure we'll have a good time just talking about comic books. And there'll be a couple things. I am going to mention the Marvel previews. I got this at the shop today, so I'm going to go through a couple books that are coming out, and these are going to be books coming out, I think, in January. So you got plenty of time to pre-order. I did get a couple books at a local shop today. Well, I'll kind of highlight them. A Star Wars book and a Black Panther book. And there is some more news on Black Panther, so I'll go over that. No spoilers. I'm not going to really talk about the movie, but I will talk about the comic book and what is upcoming in the month of January and February with Black Panther. So I hope to see everyone tomorrow evening. I know most of you are going to watch this recorded and not live. If you want to leave a comment, please do. I respond to everyone's comments. And I hope everyone has a great Wednesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.